I don't know why I put my ear up to the microphone. Every time I'm like, can I?
That's where he comes out. It's like The Ring, but it's Mouse crawling out of your microphone.
I'd be okay with that one.
So scary. Okay, hi. Welcome to Never Show the Monster. My name is Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And today we are talking about Alien Romulus. The new installment in this franchise takes place between Alien original and Aliens second.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Aliens multiple.
That's also true.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into it, though, I watched 2 horror movies that I want to talk to you about.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I watched 2 of the Aliens, and I was going to be like,
No.
shit, I'm really underprepared for this if you did.
I meant to, especially, I wanted to rewatch Prometheus, and I wanted to rewatch the first one, and it just didn't happen.
Get around to either. Same. I wanted to rewatch Covenant, and then struggle.
Sorry to everyone. Instead, I watched these 2 movies. You've seen them both.
Oh, okay.
You love one.
Oh.
You love an actor in another, but we did not love the movie. And these movies, respectively, are Hush and I've already forgotten the name. Haunting in Connecticut? Of Connecticut? In Connecticut. Yeah. Yeah.
Historically, I hate the movie, but then I said, maybe I should rewatch it. Maybe it needs another watch. Does it need another watch? Okay. Well, we had that whole episode, once again, a plug for our other our other podcast, Debut Buddies, but we had the whole episodes about spirit photography, right?
Yeah.
And it talked about the ectoplasm coming out of mouths, and I was like, I saw that before in that one, and I'm like, man, now that I know the history, maybe I would feel better watching that movie, but still.
No. It's fine.
There was like no consequences in that movie. It's fine.
Not even a single consequence.
No,
and
anti-consequence. Opposite consequence.
I was really hoping that giving it a rewatch, I would be able to, I don't know. I was really hoping that the happy ending would like somehow
morph into something darker.
Joy.
Oh.
No.
I was hoping it would be like, there's like, it's cured. Wink.
Or is it? Yeah.
Like where we didn't read between the lines because we were too young and didn't understand.
Yeah. I mean, we were 18.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Not great. Kyle Gallner is a little cutie patootie, though. So that was nice.
Yeah. Love him.
I do think that they did a good job with the concept of the ectoplasm.
Okay, good.
And that's sort of the end.
Okay, that's fair.
That's okay. Like, I guess it didn't make me as mad, but that's likely because I knew going in, like it was
not going to be good. Yeah.
Right. It didn't disrupt my expectations this time.
The first time it disrupted it so hard. Yeah.
Right.
It was like, oh, this is going to be a horror movie that's scary and bad stuff happens.
Nope. But Hush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad I finally watched it. Horrible movie to watch while you are knitting black yarn on black knitting needles.
Oh.
Because you really got to be looking at the screen for this one.
Not a lot of
dialogue.
Yeah, or sound cues. It's a lot of it's quiet. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah. It's
nearly silent.
It's almost entirely silent.
Yeah.
So I pretty quickly was like, okay, we gotta. There was a lot of pausing and doing a fiddly bit and then resuming, which, sorry to Mike Flanagan, I know that's not how you would probably like your movie to be watched, but what can you do? I feel like that one feels much different from his other movies.
Oh, maybe I should rewatch it. I think I watched that before I watched anything else.
Oh, that was your first. Yeah. I think it feels closer to Absentia.
Oh, okay.
Than it does to the newer stuff. Like, but I can see the connection between them.
And the evolution.
Yeah. Like so much of his newer stuff is more atmospheric, I guess.
Yeah.
And this one is a lot more
confined.
Yeah, just like cut and dry, straightforward.
Yeah,
it's just much more straightforward. Yeah. When the guy first takes off his mask, I thought for sure it was, who was the twin we were talking about last time?
Oh, Ashmore.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Shawn Ashmore. I don't know why. Maybe the mask looked a little bit like him.
Oh my God.
I was like,
I mean, I guess they have kind of the same Ashmore build. Like,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, that was a fun one. And I liked that. One thing that I really like about Mike Flanagan is he will sometimes subvert your expectation by not subverting the expectation in the slightest. For example, this is a slight
spoiler.
I guess it's a slight spoiler. But there is a shot at the very beginning of the movie of a corkscrew laying on a table. And there's no reason for us to see that. There isn't a reason for us to look at it. And so when you see it, you're like, great, that's going to come back at the end. And so during a fight scene in that room later, you're like, okay, so we're going to do something interesting with the corkscrew, or like there's going to be a bait and switch. Nope, it gets used exactly as you expect. And I was like, you got me. You son of a bitch. And I've seen enough of his content to know that that was intentional. He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that one was fun. I'm glad I finally got to watch it.
Yeah, I need to give it a rewatch. Yeah, that was the first time I watched anything. No, that's a lie. I watched Oculus first.
Oh,
because I remember watching that when it came out and I really liked it. And then I think that I just watched Hush because it existed. I don't want to be like I sought it out because I liked Oculus. I think I just watched it because I saw the cover and I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah.
And then watched it one afternoon.
I always forget that Oculus is Flanagan.
Yeah, right?
And this is similar to Oculus in style. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I should rewatch Oculus.
Yeah, right? Me too.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I think Karen Gillan.
Yep, that's her.
She's pregnant. She got a baby in the oven. She
congrats. Good for her. Congrats. Baby in the oven. She's got a baby in the oven.
She's got a baby in an oven.
She's got a baby in the oven.
I'm so bad at... There was one that my brother called me out on the other day, and I was like, oh, let's go. This can't be right. It had to be... I said something else. I don't know. I'm going to say it, and then you tell me if it's the wrong one. Okay. I said, oh, I'm going to go check out Grandma's new digs.
That means go see her new place.
Okay. What's the thing saying somebody's clothes that sounds similar?
No, you could call clothes digs.
I said, I'm going to go check out her new duds.
Well, now I'm not sure that either of us are right.
Well, I was like, I'm going to go check out her new duds. And then my brother was like, that's clothes. And I was like, sure it is. That's fine. And he was like, I just don't want you...
gaslighting him?
Well, he was like, I just don't want you to say it in front of someone and look stupid. And I was like, I'm going to tell everyone that I said it. So that's the difference between you and I. I'm going to admit to it.
Here's the thing, Miles. I have 2 podcasts. Do you know how much dumb shit I say?
Yeah,
every week?
Everything.
Oh, God. Speaking of new... digs. This segue doesn't work. I'm jumping ship. Speaking of ships, we're in space.
Perfect.
Sometimes you can struggle your way there. How did you feel about Alien Romulus? Can we just get that out of the way? Did we like it? Did we dislike it?
I really liked it.
I loved it.
Okay, I've seen mixed reviews of people I respect, and I've been like, but I loved it. And they've been like very nice about it. And they've been like, I love that for you. And I'm like, yeah, I know you do.
But I want you to love it.
I want you to love it.
I want it to be loved.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was really good. I loved every part of it. I'm trying to think of it was pretty fast paced. It was pretty long. Some parts felt a little slow, but for the most part, it kept the action pretty high most of the movie.
I agree.
And I felt like it was going to end, and then there was another act, and then that act, I was like, well, this is the best.
Oh, yay.
I was like, this is the best. I'm so happy that this exists.
Yeah, I had a great time. You're right. It was long. It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I realized that while I was watching it. I think that I was like wholly transported.
Yeah, it was pretty high intensity. Well, like, yeah, pretty high intensity for it. Once you start into it, which happens pretty quick. Like,
yeah,
you get introduced to the characters, and then you are on the ship within like 20 minutes.
It's very fast. Yeah. We're not fucking around on.
And then once
you
get on the ship, it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doesn't slow down.
Sort of too much sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
Put those back. Put those back. Yeah. No, I had a great time. There's only one thing in it that I'm going to have to work through. And it is Ian Holm.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that now or stay excited for a little while about it?
I think we can talk about it. I feel okay talking about it now. Just getting it out of the way. So then we can, because I feel like the excited talk will be for a long time, and then I don't want to end on a bummer. So
that's a good point. Let's
bummer in the middle, bummer at the beginning.
Let's bummer in the middle. So for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet, first of all, go watch it.
Yeah.
It's good. Don't let people on the internet
I guess if you're obsessed
otherwise
with the Alien movies and really buy into the lore, you might be frustrated with a couple parts of the movie. But all in all, I think they did pretty good. I mean, I'm not obsessed with it, but I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Well, but I don't remember most of them.
So we should have rewatched them, I guess. But
yeah. But no,
it made
I'm
me
glad
want
that
to
I didn't.
rewatch them.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I didn't rewatch them going into it. Because I know that I have that in me. That's like, but that's not what they said in. Like, I know that I have that in me.
You would see the differences,
Yeah. And I'm pretty good at quelling that, but I would have had those moments watching it. So I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with those. I could just like enjoy it. And I've also seen some interviews with the special effects crew talking about the way that they change. Like, I think that what you're referring to is that they changed the like shape of the xenomorph.
Oh, no. I think a lot of people were more upset. I didn't know they changed the shape because they did get the people from the same special effects group from the original Alien to work on it. And this movie
I think from Aliens.
Yeah. But this movie is mostly practical effects except for some parts which look not ideal.
That's okay.
And those are the main parts that we're going to talk about, I guess. Because that's mostly that part is that person. That's why you just don't, and I get it, kind of, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about it.
Let's lay it out. So I was going to say, if you haven't seen the movie yet, we need to set up the context. So if you will recall, Ian Holm plays a character in the first movie, and this is sort of a spoiler for the first movie. So if you haven't seen that and you don't know what I'm about to say,
then go watch the first
movie. Watch it. Like, you do not want this to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like the first movie a ton, so that is one that you need to go watch.
That's a perfect film.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the first movie, we've got Ian Holm, who you'll recall is Bilbo Baggins. And in the original Alien, he is revealed to be an android.
Yep.
Or a synthetic in the terminology of the movie. And his face we see again in this movie. It is a different character. So in the first movie, that is Ash. And in this movie, same face, still an android, obviously.
Yeah.
And his name is Rook in this movie. And we encounter him. He's mangled, cut in half, as is the usual for synthetics. We see this all the time. We love to see their milky insides. It's not a horror movie unless we Unless we see their skeety blood.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, sorry. However, Ian Holm died in 2020. Mm-hmm. And so seeing his face in this movie, and not just in passing. So yes, the android is torn apart, but he's an android. And so they like reboot him, fire him up again. And, you know, he's a character and a plot point. Like this isn't just like a fun cameo. It is in service of the story. And so we see him a lot. And that was really off-putting to me.
I feel like if I didn't know he died, it might not make me feel so weird, I guess. I'm trying to think of if I were to go into it not knowing who he was, if that would have impacted how I felt about it. Yeah.
Just on how it looked?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because, like, you know, going into it, like, he's whatever they're
alive.
using, it's just the likeness, it's not him.
That's what was off-putting to me.
Yeah.
Was like that was a person. That was a person.
Well, I was listening to a thing that said Fede Alvarez, the director, worked with Ridley Scott on bringing this character back because the other androids...
not back. Just his likeness.
Yeah, just his likeness.
Yeah.
But the other androids were brought back... Synthetics were brought back in all the other movies, and Ian Holm never got brought back. And they said that whenever, because Fede went to talk, Mr. Alvarez, what do I call him? Director Alvarez.
I don't know.
Went and...
Not Ridley Scott. No, sorry. That's like mean. That's not what I was trying to do.
Then he went and asked his family. I almost said Bilbo Baggins' family. Oh my God. Ian Holm's family, if it was okay to use him. And they said that it was good and that he would probably be very happy with it. He wished he could have returned. Yeah. And that was like a big thing for him because in the last 10 years of his life, he felt like Hollywood turned their backs on him. And if he was still alive, he would have been so happy to reprise his role. So that's sweet. And if the family was happy to see him again, I feel like that's a good thing. But still very weird.
It's still very weird. And I was like...
And I don't know what this means for the future. I mean, like, every time something like this happens, it's always like, oh God, eventually our movie is just going to be like putting specific actors on people's faces just because forever. I mean, that's what they did. They had to do that in the Star Wars movie. And, like...
That's right.
It just kind of feels like... I don't know. I'm just concerned that that's going to keep... Like...
Yeah.
That that's just going to be commonplace. And maybe that's something we're just going to have to get used to.
No, I don't want to.
I know.
I won't. You can't make me.
I feel like it's going to be like CGI where people wouldn't accept... I mean, I still... Practical effects above all.
Yes.
We still aren't accepting CGI. So.
No.
So I guess that we're the right audience to reject it.
That's true. Yeah, I did see that he went and spoke to the family, and it sounds like they were like super enthusiastic about it. And that does help me feel better. I also saw that so he is very visibly animated. Mm-hmm. However, on set, they did have animatronics. So this was a puppet, and somebody was controlling his face even. And they just sort of made it look more like him in post.
Yeah.
And they also had an actor on set doing the performance live with the other actors. So he did the voice of Ian Holm's character. So they didn't even like use his voice to totally manufacture the dialogue. Okay. But they did zhuzh up this actor's voice performance with recordings of Ian Holm.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. So this is fully why I was struggling with this so much, because they also used AI to do this. Mm-hmm. Which obviously we don't love, but Mr. Alvarez, Fede?
Yeah.
the writer-director, Fede Alvarez, was like, we didn't take any jobs away from anybody. Like,
yeah. And he, like, it had multiple people having to control it, so it gave more people jobs.
Right. And he's like, we got the permission. We wouldn't have done it without the permission. He was
really respectful about it.
So respectful. And he mentioned another movie. I can't remember what it was now. Another movie that like totally just stuck somebody dead in it.
Oh, God.
And he was like, that's much worse. That's way worse. And so he likened this to the distinction that he was making was this isn't even the same character that Ian Holm was playing. Yeah, that's
true.
We aren't trying to say this is how Ian Holm would have done this. We aren't trying to fool anybody into thinking that this is Ian Holm. And he likened it more to an actor wearing prosthetics to portray a known figure. Character.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. When he puts it in that context, it feels less strange.
Yeah.
And
I still don't love it.
But if you're going to want, like, I'm trying to think of a better character to have taken that place.
Make a new one.
There's a new one that hasn't existed. So it can be in the next movie.
Yeah. Like you can bring back.
Well, that's what they did with Fassbender. So he could be in the next movie.
Exactly. You can pull another Fassbender.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like guy. Another fast one, but yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
That is the weird part of it. That did take me out of it when I watched it. And then I because then you think about the moral, like, you just think about it because you're like, I know this guy's not here.
Right.
And I'm going to believe his character, but I know that that's not him. So now I'm looking for the imperfections in the character because I know it's not him.
Right.
So it takes you out of it because you're like, I know that they had to do a bunch of stuff with this. So now I'm thinking about how they had to do a bunch of stuff with that. Like when it's the xenomorphs, you don't like they use practical effects and they use CGI, but like sometimes you don't know which they're using and you just, you can believe it. You can believe that.
And that's not a person.
Yeah.
Right? Like we aren't using a human's likeness.
Maybe one day that'll be the human likeness if we're lucky.
Yeah, God, we'd be so sleek and sharp.
Shiny.
And gooey.
Ugh. I wouldn't mind if I evolved. I wouldn't want to give birth to one, but...
No, absolutely not. No,
that's the last thing.
This whole movie is an allegory for how motherhood should be outlawed.
Ooh, yay.
So foul. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just have
This is our second movie on motherhood and birthing.
Yes.
Do people have like mommy issues? Is this like a thing that people are writing movies about?
I mean, I think that the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked it.
Oh. So, okay, one more thought on Ian Holm, and then we can have fun. So when we first see him, I was happy to see him. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is like a weird...
But I thought it was going to be a little bit.
Just a little short time. Bit. And then just the like, longer it went on, I was like, oh no.
They're going to keep him.
Oh no.
Keeping him. Yeah, I agree. If it had just been a blip, I think it would have been kind of delightful.
Yeah.
But because it was more than a blip, it kind of became overwhelming.
Like it was a character, not a cameo.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't really explain why there's a meaningful difference there in this case for me. But that was, I don't know, listeners, if you know what's going on psychologically. I think it gave you a
long time to be out of it. Because that was my problem was like, I know this isn't the person. I know someone's not acting this. And then like I just had to go through those gymnastics every time he was on the screen. Yeah. And then like, I think that's what, like, even when he was just like a TV screen, I was just like looking at it with a little more scrutiny. I feel like that was my problem, was I just kept looking at it with scrutiny. And I was like, if it was just there for a blip, it would have just been nice. Because your brain can do those gymnastics for a little bit, but then it doesn't have to keep doing them for like an hour and a half.
Looking at the exposure. Yeah. No, mine was definitely more existential. And I just can't figure out why Cameo would have been okay.
Yeah.
And this isn't to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Or
so Kelly,
we won't.
we've done so many episodes that our voices are going to continue on with AI.
Oh, you.
And this podcast is going to go for thousands of years. And
That's
maybe somebody
true.
will listen to it then.
At the end of space and time, it's
If
just...
we're lucky.
But the AI has trained itself worse and worse and worse on our sample. And so at the time of this movie, there's a podcast somewhere out there in space that's just us saying butthole over and over again to each other with different intonations.
That's where we're headed. Butthole.
Butthole. Oh, God. Monster. Butthole.
We're talking about Mothman?
Yeah. He thick. Oh, gosh. Happy Mothman to all who celebrate. At the time of recording, I do think that the festival is coming up, the Mothman Festival.
Oh my God, time
I know, dude.
doesn't exist. Time is weird. This has been the quickest,
God.
most absurd year ever. And we still got we have some months left. And a bunch of stuff is going to happen in these months. And I'm not prepared for any of it.
No, I'm tired. I'm so tired.
What a fucked up year in the nicest way.
It's been a real
Not
fucked
in
up
a nice way. Fuck this year.
No, fuck this year.
This year is going down in the records as one of the worst. I mean, the next couple months could make it a better year, but
that's true.
In the next couple months, it is fucking garbage.
Could also be way worse.
Yeah. So damn, it might be. Maybe I should knock. Do you have wood?
I'm doing it.
Thank you.
I'm doing it. I'm knocking.
Appreciate it. Gotta get a piece of wood just to knock on.
Yeah, we gotta get you something.
Ooh, I have like a ratatan basket. Does that count?
It's plant matter. I support it.
Done.
Also, I like ratatan.
Ratatan. That's how it's pronounced, right? I've only read it.
It's rattan.
Fuck!
Oh, that was good though.
Add another one. I think I'm thinking of the Pokemon and then making it into a basket. Oh, God. Anyway, speaking of Pokemon, let's talk about face huggers.
Oh, boy. Those little
bitches.
Fuckers. I hate them. I did love the little light chest checker.
Yeah.
Chest checker device. Have we seen that in movies before?
I don't recall.
That seemed like a new gadget to me.
I think it was.
I liked it. I think that that's smart. I think that everybody should need to be scanned before they board a ship.
Yep.
Anytime, anywhere.
Agreed.
At
all times.
Those face huggers.
Yeah, that was rough. There
were just so many.
Yeah. Yeah. And so active.
So active. And okay, you nodded earlier when I mentioned some behind the scenes content. Did you happen to see any of the shots where they were filming with the face mapper puppetry?
I didn't understand. No, I have not. I did not. Is it fun?
Yes, because I'm fascinated by practical effects. Yeah. So in that way, it's very fun. It's not fun because they look too good and I hate it. It's so upsetting. And there's one scene in particular where it's at the beginning not the beginning. It's when they first boarded the ship.
I know. I know what you're talking about. And they're in the thing and then they begin.
And there's the water and they're trapped in this room. And there's one crawling
What a
on
great
the
way
ceiling.
to start, too.
Great way to start.
Yeah.
And God, so just so stressful straight away. But even in the behind the scenes, so each little leg that it has is independently
controlled.
It moves independently.
Oh, okay.
And it makes a noise. It makes a noise like fucking bugs clattering around. So even watching the behind the scenes, I was like, get it away.
I think in my, how I feel is the facehuggers are much scarier than the xenomorphs.
Oh, big time.
Because I do not mind if you just murder me outright. I guess the xenomorphs don't normally do that. They'll put you to the side, so then you get a face hugger. But like, if you were murdered by a xenomorph, that's fine. Acid to the face, it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take everything.
Acid to the face.
Just like that gives you like, I don't know. But then if it's a face hugger, then it exists in you, and then those take so long to come out. They take so long.
God, they take so long, and it's also like. You know what? This is tied into my feeling of the Ian Holm thing, right? Like a xenomorph just kills me and then I'm dead, but a face hugger is like using my body.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it.
No. I guess I would prefer the non-acid. If it could just toss me or rip my face out. Or just do the mouth face into my face or something.
Tiny mouth face. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll accept that.
I'll accept any of that. Don't stuff your weird thing down my throat.
No, thank you. No. And then
horrible.
Impregnate me with a xenomorph.
Don't impregnate. Nobody is allowed to impregnate me.
Yes, good call.
Oh, God, I hated it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much of the same effects crew from Aliens. So I wrote all this down. There were two main practical effects studios on this movie. And those are Legacy Effects and Studio Gillis. And both of those have worked on the franchise before. So Legacy Effects is the successor to the effects studio Stan Winston studio, and that worked on Aliens.
Okay.
And then one of the founders of Stan Winston passed away. I wonder if it was Stan. I maybe should have looked. And the remaining founders formed this new effects studio. And so they were called in for this, like specifically sought out. Fede wanted he wanted the best of the best, and he wanted people who were going to like work hard and treat it right. So he sought them out, as well as Studio Gillis, which is the successor studio to Amalgamated Dynamics, who I think we have looked at that studio before on another film. I cannot remember what it was, but that name is familiar to me. I actually kind of want to say Tremors, but I would need to look it up. Don't quote me. But they worked on Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection and the Alien versus Predator movies. So, yeah, it's cool that they like brought them together to reimagine this creature again.
Yeah.
Because they stayed really true to it. Like, they said that they changed some things up, and they were sort of preemptively defensive of that decision, like sort of expecting some people to be upset, it seemed like. But they were like, no, there's a reason. There's a reason. So I'm interested to learn more there.
Oh, they did Starship Troopers.
Oh, that's fun.
And they did do Tremors. Sorry, I wanted to confirm for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Wow. I'm impressed with myself.
I'm impressed with you too.
Thanks. And Fede, I do not know how to say his name.
I said Fede, but I don't know if it's
Fede? That sounds better.
Fede, right? Fede?
Fede, yeah.
We should have looked it up beforehand. Sorry,
did,
Mr. Alvarez.
Even. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Alvarez. Well, I guess I didn't look it up specifically, but I was watching these behind the scenes, and everybody said it differently. So I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Alvarez, he was very insistent that they have, that they use practical effects, and specifically that they be something that you could interact with on set. So it wasn't enough for it to just be like a stationary prop that you look at instead of a, tennis ball or whatever. He wanted something that was like legitimately scary that the actors could respond to.
That's the way to do it.
And like looking at those, they crushed it.
Yeah. I watched a couple behind the scenes videos, and those were bonkers. Like, I would be afraid of it.
Yes, I was. I was like getting the heebie-jeebies just sitting in my office. Like, gross, ew, yuck. And the sets too. The sets look great.
Yeah.
And almost none of it was CG. There's one big part that is, and you just gotta accept it into your heart, I guess.
That. I thought that was a really good tense part, though.
I agree.
I thought it was done really well.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
There was no way to do that without CG. I mean, I guess you could go into a anti-gravity pod or something.
Well, okay. So we're talking about. Wait, which part are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about the blood
elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, we're talking about different parts. You're talking about acid blood floating around.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, I was talking about elevator shaft fight scene. Yeah. They're very close in the movie.
The timeline.
Yeah. You're right. There's no way to get around floating blood. That has to be CG. Yeah. I have no alternative to that. In the big elevator scene, they did what they could. They did what they could. Yeah. And it honestly, if you just accept the limitations of the real world, you can ignore it, which is what I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. And then seeing the behind the scenes for that, it made sense to me why it was so easy to accept it, because they did so much practically.
Oh,
like
good.
So much of the scenes are like the actors in their harnesses, and they made the elevator shaft in two directions, one north-south, one east-west, so that they could film different shots with the harnesses and different orientations. Yeah. So like, okay, that's why it was easy to ignore, because so much of the physics did work, and it was just really the xenomorph.
Oh, God, I love the practical effects.
God, I love the practical effects. But yeah, the sets were also super immersive. Like, I mentioned CG there because in a lot of movies with this type of setting, it would be all green screen.
Yeah. And
they didn't do that. They built the sets and they built miniatures of the ship to film.
I love that so much.
Like we talked about in The Thing. Like, these are old school techniques that look so good. They still look so good. And they were even talking about how they have almost no blue or green on set, so that when they go in to do like the little embellishments, nothing gets caught.
Smart. Very smart.
Very smart. And the sets were not even just like what we see on screen. It's not just a backdrop.
Yeah.
But it was like fully immersive. Like they were talking about how difficult it was to film in our core crew's little mining ship.
Oh.
Because it only has like 3 square feet of open space in it. So the like chest burster scene was apparently really challenging to film. And part of the way, this is so cool, and I want to learn so much more. Part of the way that they got around that was that ship was built on, there is a word for it. There's a technical word for the thing on which it was built. A device that allows an operator outside of the ship to move the ship.
Okay.
And so, like, a lot of the takeoff or crash landing type movement is actually happening to the ship. And then they built another rig outside for lighting. And, like, it's just, they were just able to create something that looks so real by doing it real.
Yeah.
Like it just looks so good. You can feel that. And I think that adds a lot to the actors' performances too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, can you imagine
you're experiencing it? Like you're in it. You can be in it. Oh, like trying to act in a Marvel movie and just acting in front of a green screen and how that feels. Right. Yeah, I don't know how Yeah. You feel
like
it. You feel the difference. Like,
you feel
I'm not as an
it.
actor, but as a viewer, you feel the
Right,
difference from the
yeah.
actor of feeling like they're in it or they're not in it.
Yeah.
To that point, I think every actor did like a phenomenal job in this movie.
So good.
Every one of them really sold it.
How old do you think that? Oh, you know
12.
what? We haven't read their names at all.
11, 9, 7.
That's about how
15.
old I thought she was.
24.
You know
She's from Springfield, Missouri.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Aw,
11.
our neighbors.
Yeah. 11 people from the Midwest doing it or South, I guess. I don't know where we...
I don't know.
I don't know what we are. I mean, you're not there anymore. You're in a different place.
Yeah. I don't know what Missouri... I
don't know what any of it is. Oh, God.
Neither do I. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah. But it's really nice. Like, she was phenomenal.
And that is Kaylee Spaney?
Yeah.
Spaney?
Spaney? Spaney. I assume Spaney.
Spaney.
But that's just an assumption. I'm sorry, Kaylee.
Sorry, Kaylee. You did a great job.
Yeah, you did amazing.
Her character name is Rain, and she is sort of our Ripley character.
Oh, and she really tore at your heartstrings for her. Like, I also love how they introduced all the characters. Like, you knew that there was, like, tension between the male character and her. Like, you already set it up pretty immediately.
There's a history there.
He just did such a good job immediately making me connected to these characters and understanding them.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Within the first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I have a stake in this. Which a bunch of movies have a hard time spending 2 hours getting me to have a stake in anyone.
Yes.
But they did such a good job.
Such a good job. And especially with our main character, Kaylee Spaney, Rain, and David Johnson, who plays Andy, our synthetic.
God, yeah.
Who isn't Ian Holm.
So
the way the
good.
movie starts with the two of them, I was like, okay, I'm ready to be fucked up. You're telling me there's going to be an android story and a brother-sister story? Yeah. Okay.
Just going to cry the entire movie.
Come at me, I guess.
Oh my God.
God damn it. And they delivered.
They delivered.
They did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yes. What was his name? What Johnson?
David
Johnson. He was phenomenal.
God, and my brother's name is Jonathan David?
I'm sorry.
Fuck this.
But that's like, that relationship and the roller coaster it goes through is like, I don't know. That was great writing. I like
great writing.
Going through. We're gonna say spoilers. You guys know this. You've been on this. You've been here before. Yeah. But like going through the character, being like, oh, he is her brother. He's the only person in the like, he's an android, but he's her brother. He's the only person she has, and then finding out that she had planned to leave him, and that he was still okay with it, and that he was still like, I'm going to protect you. This is my one sole mission, my directive. And then going to have that thing implanted in him and to have a different directive and to lower his care.
That fucked me up.
Yeah, so bad. But then even then, like, she still couldn't leave him. Like, she still loved him enough that it was like, I can't. I'm going to fix him and I'm going to bring him with me. I'm starting to get, like, teary-eyed thinking about it. Like, I know. It was so touching, so painful, and so beautiful.
And that's what I want in a horror movie. Like, yes, I want the big scares. I want like high drama.
Cry. No, I'm just
kidding. I want to cry.
I do this for release, man.
Love those characters.
Yeah.
Like,
they made you love all. Well, except for one of them, but kind of.
Yeah, he was kind of an asshole. Yeah. But I understood where he was coming from.
Did you hear the part? Baby. The baby inside of her? Who? That was his baby. Yeah.
That was his baby?
That was his baby.
Wait.
Fan had the theory, and then they brought it up to Mr. Alvarez.
Oh, yes.
And he said it was correct.
I thought that you meant, like, I don't know what I thought you meant, but I understand what you're saying.
I mean, still there's that baby, scene. Same baby. It's a full-on everything baby. Everything bagel, everything baby.
Kill it! No, there was one scene that made that pretty clear.
Yeah.
I thought.
That's what I thought too. And somebody brought it up to him to be like, can we confirm? And he was like, yeah. But somebody said that was their cousin. And that flew over my head. Was that ever discussed? That was her cousin?
Yes, but there was something.
Maybe it was a cousin by marriage.
Something. Somebody was adopted.
Oh, okay. Wait, but was he with the pilot? Were he and the pilot in a relationship?
No, he and the pilot were siblings.
Oh, I thought they were together.
No. He and the pilot. Oh, wait. Let's make sure that we're talking about the same people.
Okay.
So we've got so pregnant character is Kay, who is played by Isabella Merced.
What a nice name.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. I butchered it, but it's
you said it, so thank you. So I didn't have to.
Thanks. And then the character who clearly had some sort of history with Rain is Tyler, and he is played by Archie Renault.
Okay.
And those two characters are siblings. That's brother-sister.
I did know that one.
And then Bjorn, who is played by Spike Fern.
Whoa, what a name.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. that's a good name.
Does he like Joss Whedon a lot? And then that's his stage name, and he just really loves Spike, and then he loved Fern. Those are both characters in... No, Fern's an angel.
Who's Fern?
She's an angel. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
She's played by Amy Acker.
Oh. That's still a Joss Whedon vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he is with the pilot Navarro. Wait, is that right? Hold on.
See, that's what I thought.
I've gotten confused.
I thought he was with the pilot. I thought they were together.
No, he is siblings with the pilot, and his baby daddy of Kay.
So he is baby daddy of Kay, but I thought he was in a relationship with pilot. I read misunderstood.
That this movie was 3 sets of siblings.
That makes more sense. You guys can't see us, but our fingers are all up in the air. You can hear it by our voices.
Yeah.
But our fingers are
the punctuation is clear. No, okay, so it's 3 sets of siblings, and that's all.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I'm there.
Like the 2 parts of the ship are Romulus and Remus.
Oh, okay.
Are the brothers from Roman mythology who started Rome. And then Romulus kills Remus. So, okay, I was just going to keep going until I either
going forever. It's
forgot, like until I ran out of info, or until, I don't know.
Did you know more? If you want to keep going, one of them eats something?
No, I just wanted to make sure that what I was saying, you also knew.
I think that's correct. Like, don't ask me. You think I know anything about mythology?
I just know that that Romulus and Remus were siblings, and that Romulus eventually kills Remus. And also that they were raised by...
Wolves?
Wolves?
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I knew that there were wolves.
Yeah.
But not all of the ships. Some of the ships were named after Greek mythology. One of them was the river. Mm-hmm. But what river was that? Because that wasn't the river Styx. That's a different mythology, I guess. One of the ships is named after the river to hell.
That's got to be Styx.
They didn't call it Styx. It was called something else.
Mm.
And that's where I was confused.
I know that the ship in the first one is the Nostromo, but I don't know what that is in mythology.
Okay, we'll do some research. We'll do another episode on this eventually.
Yeah, okay, so we don't know the mythology, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, where were we? We talked about all the characters, they're related. Scenes, all of them are good. All the kills are good. Love seeing the monster. Man, I just summarized all of it. Let's go back.
Okay, I do want to talk about the kills, though.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was surprised that so many people died.
What? Have you watched an Alien movie before?
Well, so that literally my note is, I guess that's what the franchise does. But like, I kept finding myself surprised by it. And I think
I kind of hoped that like at least like they both would make it to the end. And then like, I feel like more people survived at the end of this one than survived at the most of them.
we only had 2 survivors.
Do we usually have 2 survivors? I think we usually have 1 survivor.
I don't know. I was thinking of like Scream and how like 5 Cream.
Yes, 5 Cream.
How like we think they're dead and then they bring them back. Not the bad guys. Yeah. That's classic. But like the characters.
Well, kind of they did for one of them, but then they didn't. The pregnant girl, Kay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought Kay was gone. Kay wasn't gone. And then
Kay wasn't gone.
Super not gone.
It was much worse than that.
Okay, my question. So you said Ian Holm was the part that got you. The part that got me. This is the part that got me. Why the fuck? She had no idea what that injectable stuff was.
Yes.
She didn't know what it was. Why the fuck would you inject yourself?
Why'd she do that? Why'd she do that?
She didn't know. Nothing told
I wouldn't
her.
have done it.
I mean, maybe.
I would not have done that.
Maybe Ian Holm's character, I can't remember his name right now. Brooke? Wait, no.
Rook.
Rook told her what it was. But I I was like, why the fuck would you put that in your body?
I don't know. The best I could think was that she was like sort of lucid when Tyler was going to inject her. Oh, and so she was like, well, if my brother thought it was going to save me, then let me do it. But I'm not. Yeah. That's a big no from me, which is one of my questions from you. Would you inject yourself with the mystery black juice?
Well,
your brother is trying to do it. He thinks it's going to save you.
Well, my brother also is. Never mind.
No, my brother has poor judgment.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I don't know. Like, the amount of times I have to be like, don't eat that. I don't know if I'd want him to inject me with anything. You still feel like that person has the best, like, they want to ensure you're okay. And that's the most important thing to them. So,
yeah.
God, no.
I don't think I would. Okay, so I'm trying to think if you were trying to get me to inject the black juice.
Okay. But I don't know if I would.
I love you. I don't think I would.
But the thing is, I also don't think I would do that to you. I would be like, we don't know what this is, and I'm afraid of all pharmaceuticals.
Oh, yeah. No, I would not try to get you to do it.
I was like, I mean, meh.
No, I am Rain in this scenario, which is maybe not right now.
I'm like, if it's supposed to happen, I mean, cool way to go out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like, tell my story.
No, thank you. Because she does meet a fate that is much worse
than so
any
other
of the fates.
Woo! Hate it.
And love it at the same time. Honestly.
I know.
I was like, that's a bad idea. And whenever it was like, it started beeping, I immediately was like, oh my God, no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. I even feel like when she was like closing her into the cryo chamber, even at that point, I remember thinking like, we need a safeguard in place.
Just like put a cage around it.
Something. Yeah. Not even from like a, what if it's an alien perspective? Although obviously it's going to be an alien. But from like is it safe to cryo freeze a pregnant woman for 9 years? 9 years?
I'm sure they've done it before. I'm sure.
I guess so.
The science they figured it out by this time.
They've figured out a lot of things. Yeah. And I think that we could stand to stop it.
For sure. Let's go back. We need to go backwards. We need to talk to our ancestors. We need to grow from that. We don't need to go into the future anymore.
We've done enough future. Mm-hmm. Let's hang out for a minute. Here is a harder question to ask, I think. If your brother is dying and you're like, what if I injected him with the black juice? I know.
And he wasn't conscious enough to say whether or not he wanted it. Because she wasn't conscious.
I guess
we've had many conversations about DNRs. I think it's fine. I think I'm going to let it go.
I was just about to say, I guess I would have needed to have the conversation about his last wishes. Mm-hmm. Although I feel like my inclination for anybody is don't inject them with a mystery substance you found on a ship full of monsters.
I know that they said it can save people.
But like,
But I also
That
want to
was a
know how
mouse.
long the test case has gone. I mean, like, I know that we saw what the outcome was, but
Right.
I've been researching a lot of drugs recently, so I am looking at the outcomes for a long time. A lot of the data doesn't exist farther out for the time that I need it to, so I don't understand what the drug's going to do. So I feel like because of that knowledge, I would not fucking do it.
No.
I was like, the clinical trials were fine, but like, we don't know the long-term effects because they haven't gone in a wider population until recently, and we only know what the effects are for like 1 year. So, like...
God, and at this point, they hadn't even done human test trials that we know of. We only know about that one mouse.
And I also heard about mouse trials being weird. Never mind, I can't quote this. I read a book, and they were like, mouse trials were very weird for this, but that's because mouses' bodies reacted this way. And it shouldn't be equated to humans. And I was like, no...
That's true for a lot of things, unfortunately.
Yeah. And they were like, but we keep going with mice. But you don't want to test on humans, so I don't blame them. I don't know. What do we do? Science needs to stop. Science, calm down. Or science
calm down.
Don't calm down. I don't know. Science, do stuff right. It's fine.
To science.
I love science. We love science.
Calm down.
Want you, well, I mean, we don't want to alien.
I love the scientific
We don't
method.
want to alien. We want to stop before alien.
We don't want an alien. Yes.
Okay,
agreed.
Science keeps sciencing, but stop before alien. There we go, we got it.
I think that there is a large gap between here and alien.
Science, go science, but we also need regulation.
The science schools become liberal arts schools. Your doctors need to read fiction to learn human nature.
Yeah, or also nonfiction to learn human nature.
They're already reading nonfiction.
Oh, okay. Well, they're reading nonfiction fiction science stuff, but read nonfiction sociology stuff.
Yes, fine. But just read more.
Memoirs.
Oh, my God.
We went on a weird tangent. Where are we?
Listen.
Don't inject people. If you find a goo that you don't know what it is, just refrain. Just refrain.
Just refrain.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. Here's something that I don't remember from previous movies.
Okay.
Cranking up the heat to match your body temperature.
Because that felt very Tremors.
Cool. Yes, it did. Oh my God.
I was like, that's Tremors. Except they had to make their bodies cold. But this is Tremors. He's talking about Tremors. Whenever that happened, I was like, Tremors logic. Got it.
Got it.
It makes sense.
I see you.
I saw this scene in Tremors
Studios.
3.
Yeah. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I did also like how Andy, the android. Oh, I see. Andy, the android. Sometimes it takes you a little while to see what they did. I did like that he was like, try not to get scared or get the goosebumps.
I was like, well,
Andy, I'm already scared.
Yeah. I was like, I'm permanently goosebumped. I don't know if that's a medical condition, but like, rude. My temperature's like a degree lower. I'm like a 97.6.
Oh my God, so is mine.
Yeah, so we would be fine. We would make it 97.6 and we'd be okay. If we had any normal human, we'd be fucked.
It's also, that's good. If I had to pick a friend to be stuck in an alien scenario with, it's best for it to be you for a number of reasons.
But the body temperature, really.
The body temperature is just going to like functionally make some things easier for us.
Yep. Just low body temperature. It works.
Got to get some stats on all my friends' body temps.
Yeah. To see who you can include on your alien trip.
Yeah. Just in case it comes up. If they get that black goo back to Earth or wherever.
Man, anytime I get like a 98.6 on my temperature, I'm like, I have a fever.
Is that an infection? Yeah. What's happening?
I'm like, I am not doing well.
Yep.
This is not good. We should monitor this.
Yep. Keep an eye on it. Here's another thing that I noticed about the monster. There was significantly less KY jelly covering them.
That's true.
They're just much drier in this.
Because whenever I picture it in my head, I do picture it dripping.
Just like soaking, just sopping wet.
I feel like it got wetter in every movie.
Oh.
And then this is one that was like, no, we're not gonna overdo it on the saliva, on the
walk it back
coating.
Too wet.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I feel like in some ways it was more unnerving to me just because it was this like uncanny valley situation of like that monster should be wet. Why is it not wet? Yeah, what's it doing that it's so dry?
Not eating enough people.
We gotta talk about
the end.
The end.
Oh my God, we have to. That was beautiful. A thing of beauty.
Well, that's a way. How? Tell me why a thing of beauty.
Well, whenever I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's an engineer." Like the face.
Oh yeah. The
I
face.
was like, "Oh," and then the body. I was like, "No,
no.
What is that?"
I hate it.
Yeah.
So I looked up the actor, the face. I looked him up because I was like, absolutely, he played the other ones. No.
He's a basketball player.
Oh, okay.
He's a basketball player. This is the only movie he's in, right?
That's the only thing on his IMDb. Yeah.
They asked him to do it because he is, I think, the tallest basketball player. Yeah. I think he's pretty young too.
Oh yeah. Did this just say he was born in 2000?
Yeah,
yes.
Probably.
Oh my God.
That was 24 years ago. That was a while ago.
I know. I'm 1,000 years old.
Yeah. Little kid who's a basketball player plays the most terrifying creature ever. And to think that there is a person in there. It's not like that's not an animatronic. That's not a fake person. That's a person. That's a person. Oh.
I was like,
sorry, kid.
I mean, his body isn't like that.
I'm so afraid of you. I don't know. It kind of is. Did you see pictures of him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. But, okay. So when we
they
see him,
extra stuff.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Can you imagine if he just looked that way?
With the head and everything?
Yeah, all over.
Yeah. But that would be so cool, though, to look like that and have someone point you out and be like, could you be in the Alien movie?
Or can you imagine?
This is what I was born for, literally.
He just responds to a casting call and everybody else, all of the other actors there are like, I'm just going to leave.
Doug Jones is like, I'm going to give it a hearty try.
I was expecting it to be Doug Jones.
Yeah.
100%. And so when it wasn't, I was like, who's this? Who are you? Get out of here. I was so afraid that we were going to see breastfeeding.
Oh my God. What?
Like I thought for sure. I don't know. But do you remember that scene in Barbarian? I was like, we're going to find him at Kay's body.
I do. And then I just forgot it. I feel like I blocked that out. And then when you said it, I was like,
I'm so, that was like, I was so tense.
Oh my God.
And the position, the way he was like holding her and his back is to us, I was like, no.
Like something weird's going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be breastfeeding, but God.
Oh God.
Thank God it wasn't.
Thank God it wasn't, right? Yeah. Oh my God. I guess that's all. I guess that was my only thought about the end.
Just thank God there's no breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I thought that they did a really good job adding to the story without making it. Because if they had ended it there, I would be like, you didn't give me anything that another Alien movie didn't give me.
Yeah.
And because they added that, I was like, you gave me what the other Alien movies haven't given me yet.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that part of it.
I agree.
A creature I did not know or understand.
Or expect in any way.
Yeah. And I was like, how is that going to be created? Oh my God.
Ew.
And I liked that it was a combination And I appreciated that it felt like it kind of tied the movies together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This did function really well as a bridge. Like we're seeing, I mean, that's the thing that people talk about so much about the original Alien and Aliens, how Alien is a horror movie and Aliens is a sci-fi movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say Romulus is more horror.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's much closer to the feeling of that first one. But then seeing that, I think sets us up to go more sci-fi.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So I think that
think
this really was a bridge.
Was Prometheus considered very sci-fi? I would say probably, yeah.
I think it's more sci-fi. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I think all of Alien is sci-fi except for that first one, right? I guess I don't remember the fourth one at all.
So, what Alien moment is like your Alien moment? I'm saying this because I remember a specific part that I like. It was the first part of an Alien movie that attached itself to my brain and won't come out. And I don't think you're gonna know what it is unless you're gonna say exactly what it is. And then I'm gonna be like, crazy. Holy shit, how did you know?
That'd be crazy. I mean, the scene is the iconic chestburster scene with what's his face in original Alien. But the thing that stands out to me about that scene, yes, obviously the chestburster. Yeah. Obviously. But one of the actresses, the one who, I forget what her character name was, but she was also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Do you remember that actress? It doesn't really matter, but during the chestburster scene, she makes a facial expression that is so, oh God, it's like she's terrified, but she's also like disgusted, and she's also like so sad. And I don't just such like a that's what I remember.
Of emotions
is her reaction to the chestburster. What's yours?
Oh yeah, but that scene was because they didn't tell them that was going to happen, right? So then that was like an actual visceral reaction that she had to that happening to someone. That's awesome.
I know. I think that might be a little abusive. Probably. Whatever.
A little PTSD. Maybe they could unwind, talk about it, play a little Tetris. It's probably
yeah.
But mine, this is going to sound really, and I don't know, because I don't know chronologically in my brain which one I saw first, because I watch TV all the time.
Yeah.
But there is a scene in...
Oh, wait. Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it that part where Ripley is trying to convince the cat to let her pick her up?
No, but that would be mine. No,
is it the android who gets cut in half and is like puking his milky puke?
Oh, beautiful. No.
Okay, those are my other two. Go on.
I think it's in... it might be an Alien Resurrection. Or is it Alien 3? I think it's Alien Resurrection. The one that Joss Whedon wrote with Winona Ryder as the android.
Holy shit.
She has to give... Is it Ripley? She has to give someone something, and she pulls her mole. Because I'm covered in moles.
You are.
Her mole has a string attached to it, and something comes out, and she hands it to her. And I think I saw this when I was really young, and I was like, do my moles come out? I remember having like this problem of being like, oh my God, this is so gross. What is happening? Are these what moles are?
I don't remember that at all.
Did that come out?
I'm actually, did I not see that one?
That might be the one that you didn't see. Yeah.
Guess what year it came out? Guess what year?
99. Was it
97? Yeah.
Oh, 97. Oh my God, the best year.
It's the best year.
Where the fuck did we watch that one?
I don't know, dude.
It's my Alien movie, which is no one's Alien movie because everyone thinks Alien Resurrection is the shittiest one. Oh. But like that scene when Winona Ryder in her beautiful little pixie cut pulls out her mole. I was just like, this didn't scar me for life. It did. It did. To the point where I'm talking about it in a podcast over 27 years later.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was 27 years ago. I feel really old. Oh my God. Okay,
Oh my
so I was
God.
young enough that it would have impacted me in a negative way. So that makes me feel better because I was afraid I was like 15 and it impacted me that way. And I was like, what?
No, that is prime fuck you up real good time period.
That did that. And I was like, what? Why? What is happening? Anyway, go watch it.
Now that I'm
Winona Ryder's in it. So that's like the biggest selling point.
Now that I'm seeing, like, IMDb is auto playing a trailer, I guess.
And you're like, I kind of remember this.
I'm remembering this now.
Wait, this is the one where the baby gets sucked out of the hole, right? This is the one that I think I remember the most.
Which is, so did you recognize the parallels between the end of that movie and the end of Romulus?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, there's something here tickling my brain about the mother and the airlock. Like, I'm remembering, but not well enough. And then I read some offhand comment about how this is like a mirror image of the end of Resurrection. Yeah. So, I definitely need to go rewatch. That was the one that played on repeat
on the TV when I was a
probably
kid.
the cheapest one.
So that's the one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's the one that stayed in the noggin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm glad that you had a credible scene for your... I'm just like, when
yours was
moles.
Credible. That's fucked up.
Yeah, no one.
I do not blame you. Yeah, God, that would have been insane if I had guessed it.
That would have been insane. I was like, this is something about me that I don't think people know. Now everybody who listens to this podcast knows.
Okay, I have one more fun fact. Would you like to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
So, on set, Fede, Mr. Alvarez, had a soundboard that he was able to like carry with him. Oh, you're nodding. Did you see this fun fact?
About this one.
So he and there were like loudspeakers throughout the set, so he was constantly just scaring the cast and crew by playing like alien noises.
It's perfect.
That's so playful. We love that type of atmosphere on set. Highly respect.
My other fun fact was just that a lot of it has to do with he like pulled a lot from the video game.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, good.
That's fun.
Good.
Yeah, he just loves this franchise.
Video game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he respected it. I feel like he respected it enough to be the one who did it.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. I think I read that he was playing the video games while making Don't Breathe.
Oh.
So like it's not like he played the games in preparation for this movie. He's just loves Alien.
Yeah.
Which I love that. Yeah. Oh, I also
have you watched Don't Breathe?
No, not yet.
We're probably going to accidentally both watch it at some point in the next coming weeks. And then we'll kind of talk about it for half an hour. So
I did almost watch it last night.
So it's coming up. It's coming up for both of us. It's coming up
any moment. I did read that he's been a fan of, I've already forgotten her name, the gal who played Rain.
Oh, Kaylee
Spaney. Yes. He's been a fan of hers. Not sort of intentionally, but like she just kept turning up in stuff that he was really enjoying, and he was repeatedly impressed with her performance. And then when he started writing this movie, he said that he makes like mood boards for the movies where he puts up the faces of
in the mood board.
She was the first picture to go up. He was like, she has to play Rain. And so when she was able to, he was like, hell yeah. Like so excited. Yeah, I just love that. I think that's so nice. Oh, and I also read that the gal who played the pilot who got chest bursted is so scared of scary movies.
Aww.
So she had never seen Alien until she got cast. And she was like, I guess I have to. Yeah. God, can you imagine being scared of scary movies and then being on the set and having a fucking chest burster? Like a face hugger flung at your face.
Yeah, and for you to be the one that has to do the, like, she's the only one that has to go through it.
Yep.
Whew. Whew.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, but she did great.
She did great.
Yeah, all of them did great.
Yeah. I like that they were kids. I mean, early 20s.
That it was because there was like a scene at the end of one of the movies where it showed kids running around space station.
Yes.
And that's what inspired him to make it younger, the younger generation, which I really liked. I liked that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea of like growing up on a planet that isn't even fully terraformed yet. And you're basically like, that's indentured servitude. That's slavery.
That's what I was going to say.
It's slavery. And like desperately trying to get off the planet and into like a comfortable system. Like when they first go up to go to the ship and Rain sees the sun for the first time. And so you're trying to get away from all that bullshit, and instead you find a bunch of aliens. God damn it.
It's rough. It's rough.
Oh, poor things. Poor things. Yeah. Great way to be perfectly dystopian. Great job to everybody on the film. Congrats. I really liked this one. I will watch this one again.
Before you listen to us talk about it. I will watch this one again. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, it makes me want to watch the rest of the franchise again.
Watch that mole get pulled out.
Oh, can't wait. So excited. Do you think that some part of me remembers that and that's why I pick at my skin?
Possibly. Or that director just understood that a bunch of people have disorders where they're like, I'm going to keep picking.
Yeah, it could be that. Could be that too.
What a bitch.
What a bitch. Okay, wait. Didn't you say the bitch was Joss Whedon?
No, he didn't direct it. Just wrote it.
He wrote. Okay.
Yeah, just wrote it.
Okay. Well, do we have any more thoughts on this one?
Nothing off the top of my head. Excited for you guys to watch it if you haven't already. You should have done it before we talked about it.
You really should have done it first.
Fine. Looking forward to next week. 2 weeks. Fortnight.
2 weeks. Next fortnight. We will, half month, we will be back to discuss The Crow. Get ready. Get ready for thoughts and feelings and opinions. Dare I say, hot takes.
Yeah. We might also talk at length about the original Crow. Probably more.
I mean, I'm
going to talk about the original Crow a lot.
Yeah.
Have we done
okay. Yeah, so I guess no, we haven't. So I guess come back in 2 weeks. That's right.
Yeah.
Come back in 2 weeks and we'll finally knock out the crows. Okay. And in the meantime, you can follow us on all the socials at No Show Monster. You can email us, noshowmonster@gmail.com. If you miss us next week, you can still find us next week on our other show, Debut Buddies, with our friend Nate Regolia, where we talk about firsts. And if you like the show, please tell your friends and give it a rate and review. 5 stars, please. And happy spookies.
Spooky.